Hey, thanks for joining me tonight, folks. My name is Robert Newman, and I am a real estate online marketing agent. I am a sales manager for an internet marketing company, and I have been doing online marketing now for years. And here's the funny thing. I do this channel mostly to counter the vast quantities of ridiculous information that my account executives and I myself come across on a day-to-day basis in the real estate business, which is where about 80 to 90% of my account base resides. So, without any further ado, I'm going to be doing a series of videos. The videos are going to be the top 10 mistakes that me and my team come across when it comes to real estate online marketing and real estate websites. The number one mistake: not owning your own website. All right, all of these, there are hundreds of choices out there for real estate websites. Many of them fall into the less than a couple $100 category. These websites, such as Real Pro Systems, Point2 Agent, Z57, Top Producer, Market Leader, Zillow, and most brokerages, all fall into the category of very inexpensive but lease to never own services. Now, why is that relevant? Most of these services will charge you monthly fees ranging from $10 to $80 to a few $100s. What you're supposed to be getting for these monthly fees is leads or sometimes lead nurturing. Some of these services actually do a good job at very small percentages of what they're supposed to be doing. For instance, I've had many clients tell me that Z57 does a great job of lead nurturing. However, they will tell you that they're going to get you a lot of leads, and I've rarely encountered anybody who gets them. But that's really not the point. The point is this: even if you were to get them and you had vast quantities of leads coming into your Z57 website, you would be leasing that traffic. You would not own that lead source. Even if they gave you a contract that seemed to guarantee that you owned it, you wouldn't own it. And here's the funny thing: the web is evolving rapidly. In order to keep up with it, you're going to have to invest some effort. If you're going to invest some effort, does it make more sense to invest effort into something that you own or something that you rent or lease? Because in all these circumstances, including brokerage sites, you're actually just leasing the property in which you're building your website. If you happen to be a very proactive agent, I mean very proactive, let's say that you're a blogger. One of the things that I find most amusing is Active Rain. You have all these amazing bloggers talking about real estate, and all they're doing is making the website Active Rain become more and more relevant in the search engines. Now, you're probably getting great advice, but great career advice. But the reality is that the person or the company that benefits the most is Active Rain. There is no profession I have ever come across in my lifetime that helps more other people make money than real estate agents. Trulia, Zillow, they all actually rely upon the hard work of the agents and the brokers who go out there and get the listings and knock on the doors and stage the homes and take the pictures and deal with the nervous or frantic homeowners, all that, so that when they get the listing, they can give it to Zillow, and Zillow can then charge them to compete against themselves or give their listing to somebody else. How about, instead of doing that, you take a little extra time, a little extra energy, and learn what the web is all about. The web is a new and exciting place. It is an amazing place for the average website owner. These days, Google is changing its algorithm to take into account authorship score. And guess who has the best chance at a really credible authorship score for a small geospecific city? You guessed it, a real estate agent. Not a real estate megalith like Century 21 or Trulia or Zillow. And every time you start a profile and you start putting content onto Zillow or Trulia, you're making it harder and harder for yourself and your fellows to compete against them, because that's the reason they're offering you the service, is because they cannot produce unique content for all the neighborhoods that they service. And that's what Google is looking for. So what's the solution? I've painted a pretty vivid picture of the problem. The solution is a WordPress website, one that you own. you can go to something called the Odesk, and for a very small amount of money, you can find somebody. It's a little bit hit or miss, but you can probably find somebody for $20 an hour that will put your template together. Now, they probably won't do the best job, but you know what? Even a half-assed job is better than doing any of these other solutions or the vast majority of other things that you could come up against. So half-ass it if you have to. If you have the ability, find a good contractor building a site on WordPress that will let you own it. I don't usually do shameless plugs in the middle of my videos. As a matter of fact, this will be the first one. But honestly, we do business with a contractor. They're called rewebapps.com. You know what? If you want a really good vendor and you want to own your own website for less than $1,000, this is the place to go. Or you can contact me. Regardless, even if you don't want to just take a shameless plug by a guy on the internet, then go someplace and find somebody that's going to get you a website that you're going to own. The end result could make a difference between you making barely scratching out a living and making tons and tons of money on the web. When you see somebody do one of these sites effectively, such as here's a client that has been doing blogs for a very long period of time in the real estate business. She actually ranks #1 for certain search terms related to Charlottesville, horse and farm, and country homes. She's been ranking #1 for a very long time. The only thing that she's ever done is done blogs. I don't know what her exact count is, but usually every single year she sells a couple homes, which are very, very expensive, all just off her blog. Her marketing cost is next to nothing. I cannot begin to reiterate enough. Own your own website. And once you do own it, connect to it socially. That's where the revolution of the web is heading. I've just given you the best advice that you'll ever hear.